One way to understand the McKenzie River is first to understand the Cascade Mountains that are this linear ridge that are basically blocking the jet stream. And because of that orographic effect, we have a huge amount of rainfall. That rainfall is interacting with the volcanic bedrock. Over geologic time, millions of years, that's resulted in the dissection of the McKenzie River basin, which is, of course, where we derive a lot of our drinking water in Eugene, but it also contributes in a huge way to the Willamette and ultimately the Columbia River, and thus is a critical water resource for the region. We have reservoirs, things that we've built to manage water. We have snowpack, right, which in some sense is a reservoir. Well, and then we have groundwater. And one of the interesting things about the McKenzie River is that there's a really significant component of groundwater. If you go to a typical gauge along the McKenzie in August, where often we don't have much rain, or January or February when it's quite rainy, the river looks pretty similar. And that really signals that the groundwater is playing a key role in governing the discharge of the McKenzie. It's this buffered, we call it a hydrograph, the discharge versus time. It's essentially constant. That's in contrast actually to some of the other places in the West where there's much more reliance on human-built reservoirs as well as snowpack. And of course, in the face of climate change where you're expecting declining snowpack, that's putting a lot of pressure on reservoirs. And so that really means that we probably will become more reliant on that groundwater resource. It's a large reservoir, but it's not infinite. And to understand just how serious of a situation we might be in, we actually need to understand it quite a bit better. And so we need a lot more research to understand the resiliency of the High Cascades aquifer.